Once upon a time, in a peaceful pond, surrounded by tall, swaying trees and colorful flowers, lived a small turtle named Toby. He was a kind and cheerful little turtle, but deep down, he often felt sad because of his slowness. Unlike the other animals, Toby moved slowly on land, and because of that, he was often teased. The rabbits could run fast, and the frogs could jump high, but Toby could only take small, careful steps. He sometimes wondered if he would ever do something important. The animals of the forest would laugh at Toby and make fun of him. The rabbit teased him the most, always telling him that he was useless. Toby felt deeply disappointed and discouraged. One evening, dark clouds began to gather in the sky. The wind howled through the trees, and soon, heavy raindrops splashed into the pond. A powerful storm had arrived. The water rose quickly, rushing through the forest like a wild river. The animals ran for shelter, but just as they reached safety, a tiny, frightened duckling was swept away by the current, stranded on a floating log. The river was strong, and the little duckling drifted farther and farther away. The other animals tried to help, but the water was too dangerous. The rabbit ran, tried to save the duckling, but as he reached the shore of the river, he got afraid and stopped. He was not brave enough to jump into the river and save the duckling. Every animal was afraid. But then, something unexpected happened. Toby, the smallest and slowest of them all, took a deep breath and plunged into the rushing water. Though he was slow on land, but in the water, he was strong and steady. Fighting against the powerful waves, he swam toward the helpless duckling. The storm roared, lightning flashed, and the river twisted and turned, but Toby never wavered. With determination in his heart, he paddled with all his strength. Slowly but steadily, he reached the little duckling and carefully pushed the log back toward the shore. Finally, after what felt like forever, the water began to calm. Toby pushed the log onto dry land, and the little duckling was safe at last. From a distance, the other animals had been watching the entire time. They were stunned. How could a slow turtle do something so brave? They all rushed toward Toby. All of them felt deeply embarrassed. They had spent so much time insulting Toby, never believing he could do something so brave. Now, they couldn't even make eye contact with him. The rabbit, who had teased him the most, stepped forward and apologized. But Toby, with his kind heart, held no grudges. Instead of saying anything hurtful, he simply smiled, forgave the rabbit, and spoke to him kindly. With a warm smile, the little turtle looked around at his friends, knowing he had discovered his true strength all along. From that day on, Toby and the rabbit became the best of friends. The other animals, filled with admiration, cheered loudly, their voices echoing through the trees. The storm had passed, and the pond was peaceful once more. Toby was no longer just the slow little turtle. He was the hero of the pond. The other animals no longer saw him for his speed, but for his bravery, kindness, and the big heart he had always carried within him. And so, Toby learned an important lesson. Being fast wasn't what made someone special. It was courage, kindness, and never giving up. The rabbit also learned a valuable lesson. Never make fun of someone's weakness, because everyone has their own unique strength.